Hello, champ.
Champ. Ready?
Oh, that sounds good. Keep saying it like that.
Ready when you are, guys.
Can you talk me through how you're feeling right now?
Unbelievable. It's extremely surreal. I always envisioned having a fight like that, you know, a complete war coming down to the wire, bringing out the best of me, and it was the best way it could possibly go for the belt against a legend like that. I was a big underdog. A few people believed in me, just me, my team, my family, and we did it. We did it.
You said beforehand, when we spoke before the fight, that this would be kind of your life's work. How does it feel, you know, now holding the Bellator belt?
It's hard to put into words. It really is my life's work, and everybody that's had the biggest piece of my life was all here, present, you know, as far as all my teachers, my coaches, my closest family and brothers. Just a couple were missing here and there, but you know, I dreamed of it happening this way, and I was telling myself backstage that this would be my masterpiece, you know, the greatest expression, the greatest showing of who I am, and it was. You know, I had to dig deep. There were some tough moments in there, but that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it should be, you know. I wish I could have done better in some things, but that was Mousasi. That was Mousasi. So it's crazy.
And of course he's Of course he's been, you know, a champion in different divisions, different organisations. You know, he's been around the game for a long time. So what does it mean to be able to, you know, take him into deep waters and to come out the champion?
Like I said, I dreamed of having that like kind of rocky fight, you know, like a movie, and I needed someone like that to push me that way. There was definitely, you know, like a couple moments like where I was like, "Whew, I'm already a little tired," you know, and my conditioning is one of my greatest attributes. So I really had to dig deep. Going into that 5th round, I knew that I needed that round. You know, it was so close, and I just kept telling myself, you know, one more takedown. Obviously, I wanted to get the finish. Like, there was some positions that I lost, some areas where it's running through my mind right now nonstop. You know, I thought I could have capitalized a little better, but he's so experienced. He's so, you know, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and even when he makes a mistake, he's really good at not letting it get any worse, you know, and always staying in the fight. So he was a, you know, a veteran, and he is a great champion. I have so much respect for him. He didn't need to take this fight, you know. It's only my 10th fight, and you know, he could have saved himself for like bigger fights, you know, bigger paydays, champ or whatever type kind of fights, and really called his shots. But he, you know, as a true champion, wanted to put his belt on the line against who he felt was the most deserving contender. And after my victory over Salter, you know, he put my name out there. He really, you know, made this happen, this opportunity for me. So, so much respect for him, and it was an honor to fight him.
Were you surprised that you could take him down so easily in the 1st round?
I've trained so hard for this. No, I mean, it wasn't more of a question of like if I would be able to take him down. It was more like, you know, how cleanly I could get in there and you know, make him uncomfortable on the feet and sort of neutralize his stand-up game. I felt like I was doing a good job slipping most of his 1-2s, but then once I got cut, his jab started to land a little bit. I couldn't see as well there, and then there was one time when I did get hurt, he poked me on my eye where I was cut, and then some punch came after that. I don't remember what it was, but until the cut, I felt like I was, you know, doing okay with not letting him get off comfortably, But he did impress me with his jiu-jitsu, with his butterfly, his guard retention, and he controlled my wrist well when I had good positions to look for the finishes. But, you know, I didn't expect it to be easy by any means. So.
Rafael, you made a long journey from Oklahoma over to London, preparing for this fight. You know, what does it mean to come into quite a hostile arena tonight? Obviously, there was a lot of Mousasi chants. Mousasi had a large following here. What was it like dealing with that, walking to the cage?
That's been my whole life. I'm from Oklahoma. Tell me what big events are there, you know, where I get to be the hometown guy. As soon as I walked in and I heard everybody cheering, like, and I could feel the energy for him, it just took me right back to being a kid in Brazil, competing in Brazil my whole life in jiu-jitsu, everyone always being against me. You know, it just kind of put a smile on my face because it put my whole life in perspective one more time. This is what I was made to do. I was completely ready for this moment. I knew, you know, I had some jiu-jitsu fans out there, you know. There's some Europeans in my corner tonight for sure. But, you know, he was definitely the favorite, and that also had to do with the other Dutch fighters that were on the card, so there was a big Dutch community here. But for me, it's no hard feelings. Like, it's business, and it just gave a little more fuel to the fire for sure.
And would you like to win your first defence back over here in Europe? The European
Man, I want the biggest arenas, the biggest fights. It's time to capitalize and just enjoy this ride, keep this belt as long as possible, and you know, take my family all over the world. Let's do it. Let's enjoy. Biggest ones possible.
You've been on the mats with some of the best grapplers on the planet, and you know the best guys know how to stall and how to prevent you from getting that finish. How impressed were you with Gegard's grappling on this, especially in that last round where you had him down for virtually the full duration of that final round?
There was a little fatigue involved in there as well, but you know, the gloves make it hard. You can get a really good control of the wrists on the gloves, so it's hard to sink in the chokes. You know, I train with so many great guys. Like, it's not that, you know, I was surprised by any means, because I'm already used to feeling, you know, high-level jiu-jitsu guys, high-level MMA guys. I know how they react, and so it was just another hard practice day, really. You know, I mean, that's it. Like, yeah, I got hit in the face a little bit more than what I would like, but you know, in Curitiba, Brazil, where I go for my training camps, like, that was a normal day, basically. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just totally prepared. I was very impressed by his jiu-jitsu. You know, it would have been nice if we could have like a 10-minute round. I could have a little more time, you know, like Japan style. But you know, when there's a clock and you only have to kind of survive, and you can hold wrists and things like that, the other person is more likely to make some mistakes because they get a little anxious, and I definitely felt that. But it's a great experience, you know, and I'm just going to do that much better from here on out.
You're a champion, you know, in multiple Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitions, all sorts of Jiu-Jitsu competitions. So you won titles, won medals in that. Now you're the MMA champion as well. What's next? You know, is this your legacy? You know, you've done what you went out to do, or have you got something else planned? Right
now, the mission is to keep this thing over my shoulder and around my waist for as long as possible, and for sure, this is how I'm riding out into the sunset. You know, like I said, we've worked our whole lives for this, and you know, I want to keep enjoying the moment, keep taking the momentum even further, and having as many big fights as possible. But this will be how I end my professional career. Will be in MMA, and then after that, I'm just going to be, you know, doing the old man jiu-jitsu divisions, still competing for as long as I possibly can, and you know, start a family and just enjoy life, and yeah, that's it.
Start enjoying, man. You're the champion now.
Yeah, vacation on Monday.
Where does this rank in terms of your career achievements? You know, you've won so many tournaments as a grappler. You've now switched sports or transitioned into mixed martial arts, which obviously You know, there's an awful lot of new tools to learn in order to get to the top of that sport. You've done that, you've achieved that, you've got the evidence on your shoulder right now. So where does this rank in terms of all your championships and achievements as an athlete?
You know, you can't put a rank on it because at every point in time in your life, that is the biggest thing for you, you know. When I won the Black Belt World Championship, you know, I was 24 years old, and for me, that was the greatest moment of my life. And I had other moments that were like, kind of like the greatest moments of my life after that. This is, you know, just another one of those I get to cherish forever. For me, this is definitely a little extra special because jiu-jitsu is just one portion of my life as a martial artist. And people forget about that, or they just don't, they don't know, you know what I mean? The ones close to me really know. My whole life has been martial arts, and this, you know, I'm not just a jiu-jitsu guy, I'm not just a fighter, you know, I really don't even like to be called a fighter. I'm a martial artist, and you know, all my teachers, everybody that I represent was with me tonight, and I got to, you know, carry all that into the cage for this special moment. So it's hard to say what ranks higher, but for me, like, this has a little extra icing on the cake, a little extra sweetness to it, because it is a culmination of everything I've ever done in my whole life. So this is about as good as it gets.
Would you give Mousasi an immediate rematch? Would you give him an immediate rematch?
You know, if that's what they want to do, I can't blame them. It was an extremely close fight, and he is Mousasi. Right now, you know, it's hard to think about that. Like, this was a 7-month training camp, you know what I mean? I grinded so hard this year, and you know, I'm going to rest a little bit tomorrow on Monday. I'm off to Spain with my love, wherever she is over there, and it's time to, you know, sit by the pool, the beach, chill, relax, enjoy. I'm going to Madrid with my parents, and it's 2 weeks in Spain, and then we'll come back home, you know, heal these wounds a little more, and get back to work, and, you know, start thinking about the defense for sure. Used to wearing this thing.
Get used to it, man. You earned it.